It is Monday, the 30th of December, 2024. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my song of the day. Here we are with another week of Pigeon Song of the Day, and we're reaching the end of the year. It's so wild to me that we've been doing this for so long. My original conception of this show was to do this from September 2023 to September 2024, and then I didn't do that. And then I was going to do from January to December 2024, just do the whole year. I didn't do that. And of course, I ended up doing from my birthday to my birthday, which is April to May, technically. But it is wild to me to think now, if I had started in January, this would be like the start of the final week of the show. Wild. Nope, we still got 4 and a bit more months to go. So hold on to your hats. This week is the last 2 days of the year, and then the start of the new year, and so this week is going to be New Year's themed. Now, several of the songs I'm talking about this week are about the new year, but also I'm just generally talking about renewal and new beginnings and things like that. And so today we're talking about the song Demon Days from the album Demon Days by Gorillaz. It's the last track on the album. Now, Demon Days, the album, is one of my favorite albums of all time. I think I said this back when I was talking about Every Planet We Reach Is Dead. It was also the first album I ever bought, and next year it turns 20, which is wild. Anyway, I've always loved this album, and I've always loved this song, but songs like Every Planet We Reach Is Dead, Feel Good Inc., El Mañana were always kind of more at the top of my list, but Demon Days over the years just slowly became one of my favorites. And part of this is a pretty recent thing. I say pretty recent. You know when you remember something from a few years ago and then you look it up and it was like way longer than you think it was? So for Christmas one year, I was given the Demon Days live DVD, which I had wanted for ages, and I think I had like watched clips from it on YouTube before, but I was given the DVD for Christmas and then I watched it on New Year's Day. And since then, I've associated this song, Demon Days, with the new year, because I made like an Instagram post with like a picture of my TV and lyrics from this song, because it's all about, well, we'll get into what it's about after we listen to it, but it made sense to me as a New Year's song, and listening to it on New Year's Day was an experience. And so I looked up the Instagram post, and it was from New Year's Day 2017, which means I got it for Christmas 2016. So that's a long time ago. That's Christmas 8 years ago. Jesus. I had an Instagram 8 years ago? Wild. Anyway, we're going to go listen to the song now, and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. And that was Demon Days by Gorillaz. So, this song, like I mentioned, is the final track on the album Demon Days. And you know me, I'm all about track placement. And this song could only ever be the end of the album. For so many reasons, musically, thematically, lyrically. It also follows directly on from Don't Get Lost in Heaven, the song before it, and uses a similar chord progression intentionally. But basically, let me find the quote I was looking for earlier. So, on Wikipedia it says, Albarn has said that the album is meant to be a depiction of a journey through the night in which each track represents a confrontation with a personal demon. And the whole album has themes about like pollution, war. It's a very politically charged album. I talked on Every Planet We Reach Is Dead about pollution and climate change and stuff. Incidentally, this is the other song on the album that references Mother Earth. But this song that comes to the end is supposed to be the light at the end of the tunnel. It's like, you know, the whole album is talking about how the world is going to shit, all these terrible things are happening. This was like pretty early on in the Iraq war. Climate change was becoming a big thing that people were actually talking about, and pollution was at an all-time high. And then this song at the end of the album is here to say, don't get complacent. It's so easy to feel lost and hopeless and nihilistic because of all of these things we've talked about in this album. But this song is here to say, you can change it, you can be better, the world can be better, you just have to do it. And I love that so much. This world is bad and there are evil people and we can make it better. I love it so much. I love a song like this. And I think you can understand why it's such a perfect New Year's song for me, because it's like, okay, forget all that shit that happened this year. Next year, we're going to turn around and face the sun, you know? So let's go through the lyrics. I love, by the way, how it starts off with 2D, or Damon, singing first over a kind of a low-key instrumental. And he sings, in demon days, it's cold inside. You don't get nobody, people sigh. It's so bad lasting fire, but love yourself, hiding in a hole in there. All the glasses are far too big. Bring it back, got to hold it back. To let you do that, yet you don't want me back. Before it fall down, falling down, falling down, falling down to go far from the sun. And so he's saying, he's referring to the modern times as demon days. It's cold inside. And not just talking about like the temperature, but like it feels cold. It feels lonely, it feels harsh. You don't get nobody. People sigh. It's so bad, lasting far, but love yourself, hiding in a hole in there. So he's already bringing in these themes of it's bad, but you need to still love yourself. All the glasses are far too big. Bring it back. Got to hold it back. To let you do that, you don't want me back before it falling down to go far from the sun. So this is talking about like falling away from the light, hiding away, feeling like you're lost in the cold and dark and you're far from the sun, right? You're far from God's light. And then we get the guitar coming in doing the bing, bing, bing. I love that. And then it kind of gets bigger and the London Community Gospel Choir comes in and sings, "In these demon days we're so cold inside, it's so hard for a good soul to survive. You can't even trust the air you breathe because Mother Earth wants us all to leave. When lies become reality, you numb yourself with drugs and TV. Pick yourself up, it's a brand new day, so turn yourself around, don't burn yourself, turn yourself around to the sun." And then it repeats all that again, and then the rest of the song is just to the sun, with the echo of to the sun. Ugh, I love it so much. So it follows the same structure as the first verse, but it changes it to kind of be a response almost. In these demon days, we're so cold inside. So immediately making it about, we are so cold inside. We've become hardened and numbed by what's going on. It's so hard for a good soul to survive. I mean, it's not just saying that good souls are threatened by evil people, but also that it's hard for people to stay good when doing bad is what can help them thrive, right? I think it's talking about moral fortitude. It's hard for a good soul to survive, as in it's hard for good people to stay good when they're put in a desperate situation. You can't even trust the air you breathe because Mother Earth wants us all to leave. Of course, referencing pollution again and how nature is kind of biting back against it and fighting back, which we talked about in Every Planet We Reach is Dead. When lies become reality, you numb yourself with drugs and TV. This line here is like the one that everyone remembers from this song and has only become more true over the years. I mean, it was always true after the invention of TV, but particularly in recent years with fucking Donald Trump and all sorts of things and like the rise of social media, it's so true about people blinding themselves to what's going on in the world with drugs and TV. And you can replace TV with any entertainment, really. Like I mentioned social media or like YouTube or podcasts and not paying attention, Pick yourself up, it's a brand new day, so turn yourself around, don't burn yourself, turn yourself around to the sun. So it's saying, all of these things have gotten you down, but tomorrow has come and you're still alive and you have the opportunity, every day that you wake up, you have the opportunity to turn your life around. Don't burn yourself, turn yourself around to the sun. Face the light, go for it, get out there. And I love that so much. And the repetition of the to the sun, it just gets me, Now there was something I reminded myself of just now and I'm trying to remember what it was. Fuck. Oh, I might have to listen back to my recording to remember what it was. Fuck. Okay, I didn't have to actually listen because I remembered. There's this quote from Earl Nightingale: "Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway." I love that quote. I see it quoted a lot. I see it put into other contexts and it applies here. It's not quite what the quote is about, but it applies here of like, what the quote is saying is don't give up on something because it'll take time, because the time is going to pass anyway. And if it passes without you doing it, then, you wasted the time. And so, this song is saying like, don't, the time will pass anyway. So you might as well try and make the world a better place, I think. You know what I mean? I love this song so much. I love the feel of it. It feels like this big bright spot at the end of the album, this big triumphant call to action, and the choir really helps that, really puts all these voices to it. You feel like it's singing directly to you. It's almost like, I'm gonna get wax poetic here a bit, but it's like angels singing from heaven, you know what I mean? And you don't want to get lost in heaven. Anyway, that's pretty much going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below, tell me what you think, tell other people about this show. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Break it down. So, what is this? I don't know why I just clicked my fingers like that. Trying to get my own attention like a fucking child or a dog. My foot. Ow. In these demon days, it's so cold inside. It's so hard for a good soul to survive. You can't even trust the air you breathe. 'Cause Mother Earth wants us all to leave. When lies become... Oh, here it is. In which each track represents a confrontation with a personal demon. These demon days, so cold